gorgeous people, let's get right into it. So today me and Shaq are doing a day trip, road trip to Toronto, Canada. It says we are going to get there in 4.5 hours, y'all. So we are up, going. We made our stop at Dunkin' Donuts, and now we are on the road. So we'll see y'all when I pull up. Driving with the sunrise was just so beautiful to take in. So I wanted to share that little piece of heaven with y'all as I took this journey. And Shaq was already asleep, not even 20 minutes into the road trip, and he's no help. So, yep, that happened. The ride was so peaceful, y'all. Like, I was knocking these states out. I couldn't believe how fast I actually went through Pennsylvania. Like, it was 7:21, y'all. By the time I made it to New York, I think only like 40 minutes passed because everything was moving so fast. I was jamming to my music. Shaq was still asleep, of course. No help there. Like, next time I'm gonna have to take a person who's gonna stay woke or and have conversation with me or something. So we have made it across the border. Everything was smooth, nothing too crazy. So I wanted to freeze on this because I did not see this sign until I was editing the video, y'all. The entire time I was in Toronto, I'm like, what in the hell is the speed limit? Because I did not do the math before I left. And clearly I did not see that sign. So the whole time I was here, I had no idea what the speed limit was because obviously my car was still in miles per hour. So before I came back on the road to like go back home, I actually had asked somebody if they can Google what the conversion was because I technically didn't have like data service, but I did have phone service where I can call and text. So I probably could have asked somebody at home to do it for me, but it was easier when I just found somebody on the street. So that was a quick tidbit. Make sure y'all remember that 100 kilometers per hour is equal to 60 miles per hour. All right, y'all. So we have made it to Toronto, and the drive was not actually bad. Shaq slept the whole way. He might have got up overall 7 minutes. But for the most part, he slept. The ride was chill. Once you make it to the border or on the Peace Bridge, they say they gonna do like a COVID check, but they didn't do nothing with us. All we had to do was show our passport. She asked us where we was coming from, where we were going, and essentially why we was here. So we gave her the information, and then we were on our way. Tolls from the US to Canada was $8 US and $10.75 Canadian. So that wasn't bad to get over. Definitely cheaper than buying a flight, and I only had to put like $38 in my tank for some gas, so definitely cheaper than a flight. Once we got here, I got off on the wrong exit, so then when I turned back around to get back on, it was like some police situation on the on-ramp. So I'm thinking it's just like somebody got pulled over or whatever. In actuality, y'all, they are doing seatbelt checks. I ain't never had no seatbelt check. So like when we bend the corner or whatever, it's a police directing you to go to see another police officer, and then you had to roll your window down, and she's like, oh, we just doing the seatbelt check. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then she asked me why I had no front plate because I guess here in Ontario you need front plates, but US or in Ohio I don't need a front plate. So I told her that, and then she was like, cool, and then we was on our way. So that was really interesting. I have never been in any place where they pulling people over to do seatbelt checks before you can move forward. So clearly in Ontario, it is safety first, and I can respect it. So after we had that little incident, made it downtown Toronto, and we went up into the CN Tower. It was $37 US to go to like the main observation deck. I would say for the most part, it was cool. It was nice to observe it, see what all the hype is about. They had a cafe that you can order food and just kind of sit down and relax up there, I guess, for a while. Because they didn't have a time where you had to leave, but you did buy your tickets based off of a particular hour. So I think we bought our tickets showing 11 o'clock. So then we was able to go up then. They take your picture so you can do a souvenir shot. And then you go up the elevator. I personally don't think I will pay $37 again to go up there. It wasn't that exciting for me. I'm going to just be 100% honest with you. Once you're on the top of one tall building, they kind of pretty much all become the same. Like, I've been on top of the stratosphere in Vegas. I'm trying to think what else. I've been to a couple tall buildings, so it's not that exciting. The view was gorgeous, don't get me wrong. The view was nice. It was nice to kind of do the whole 360 and see the area. That was cool, but I honestly don't know if it was worth $37. I'm gonna say no, but that's just me. After that, we decided to come over here to this restaurant called Chubby's. It's called Chubby's. And this is a Jamaican restaurant. And this is probably only my second time in my life that I've eaten Jamaican food that is not my dad's. And when I tell y'all, this Jamaican food was smacking. This Jamaican food was so good. Like, I had some pepper shrimp and jerk chicken with jasmine rice. Amazing. Like, I would definitely come back and just go get the food because that's how good the food was. I still take my dad's, don't get me wrong, but this food was smacking. Shaq had greens, fried dumplings, jerk chicken, and he had pepper shrimp too. Oh, he had red beans and rice. He didn't like the red beans and rice. The pepper shrimp, he didn't know was like really hot. So if y'all ever are eating pepper shrimp from like a Jamaican restaurant and they say they're using Scotch bonnet pepper, trust me when I tell y'all, this pepper is hot. It's hot as hell.
Hot. My mouth is still burning. My lips hurt.
So y'all can hear him, like, it's hot as hell, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. But the seasoning, the flavor on everything was real good. Today's my first time having fried dumplings. It's like a sweet little, I don't know, like a donut almost, but not a donut. It's similar, and it's give me donut-ish, donut hole type vibes, but it's not a donut, but it tastes really good. And then the greens, I did taste, but I wasn't too keen on the greens. I would pass on that. If I came back, I would get fried dumplings, pepper shrimp, and I would do the jerk chicken again. Oh, and he had some rum punch. The rum punch was okay for me. Wasn't my favorite. But other than that, the food was good. The vibe in the restaurant was 100%. Nice, cute little area. I would definitely recommend them for somewhere to eat over here. So now we about to walk around, see what else Toronto has to offer, and then we'll check in with y'all later. We came across this really cool alleyway that had nothing but graffiti. And the artists that was over here are amazing. Like, I've never seen like a whole alley just full of graffiti, obviously done on purpose. So this was pretty cool to check out. This was like 2 streets over from Chubby's, and it's going like if you're going towards Queen Street, which I'll show you all that street here shortly. Queen Street is in like the fashion district, so there were plenty of stores, a lot of restaurants to check out, and it was just full of people. It was almost giving me like a New York vibe, to be honest with you. This was a cool little street to shop on if you were looking for some clothes, or like y'all saw a little ways back, they did have a whole fabric store, so this was cool. And this shoe store was really nice. They had some nice kicks in here, y'all. I did end up buying some blazers because they were so cute and I had never seen them before. So if y'all do want to get some kicks, check out Groovy. This was a nice little shoe store. Next stop was the City Hall area, and we actually got in our car after we bought our tennis shoes or bought our kicks or whatever. We got in the car, drove around, and then came past the City Hall area. And only if we would have continued to walk, we would have ran into this because it's still on Queen Street, but we had no idea. So we parked over there by City Hall and then found this mall. This mall was huge. We actually didn't do any shopping in here. We just kind of went to go look around and see what they had to offer. But this mall was so huge and it was starting to get a little bit later. So we didn't even cover half of the mall, probably not even a third of the mall. And then we end up heading back out so we can start our journey over to Niagara Falls. Gorgeous people, so we have made it to Niagara Falls and it was only an hour and a half drive from Toronto, so not too bad. And then it is in the same direction as me going back home, so when I leave here I'm only gonna have 3.5 hours left to get home, or 3 hours give or take. So that's a plus, which is why I wanted to go to Toronto first and then Niagara and then back home, because it's all on one track, right? So we gonna hang out here for a second. Hang out meaning just go see the falls. So parking is ridiculous. We drove past one parking lot. It was like $35. And I know I'm only gonna go see the falls because it's so damn cold and I'm tired. So the plan is to sit in this like little loop and we're gonna alternate. So Shaq got out the car. He gonna go check out the falls. And then when he come back, I'm going to get out the car, go check out the falls and show y'all. Because I'm not paying for parking. I'm only going to be here for like 5 seconds. So who had to pay $35? Not me. So that's what we about to do. I wish I had the energy and I wasn't so daggone sleepy and it wasn't so cold. Because I really did kind of want to show y'all some of Niagara Falls. Because if y'all haven't been, especially if y'all haven't been here. Like I've been down here before, so it's actually a nice city, nice area to kind of walk around in. Definitely family oriented spot to hang out. They do have a casino. Hopefully I can show y'all that as we're going back up top. You might be able to see the Ferris wheel in some of my footage because that's actually right behind me. But I like the area, to be honest with you. I really did enjoy Toronto, like kind of walking in their downtown area was really nice. It was really clean. I enjoyed that atmosphere. I almost wish I had more time over there. These day trips can sometimes be a hit or miss, especially when I'm exploring like a new area. Sometimes I get over there, I'm like, dang, I wish I had some more time. Could I have probably stayed up here, grabbed a room or something? Of course, but that wouldn't make the budget, right? That would not make the budget. And I didn't pack any clothes just in case. And then I got things to do tomorrow, so I need to be back home. So that one is really out of the question. But I did enjoy being in Toronto. Like the vibe was mad chill in Toronto. People was extremely nice. The food was really good. So I am happy overall with my day trip experience. So let me go check out the falls. Once we got to the border, they did ask for our passports again. Obviously asked why we were in Canada, what were we doing going back to the US, if that was home. Even though he clearly seen I had a United States passport, he still asked me was I a United States citizen and if the US was my home. So just be prepared to answer questions like that. Real quick, simple. Alright, so we stopped in New York to get some gas, or right off the freeway, so like one of those service stations, which makes it so much better than going like into the city and finding gas stations. So gas wasn't too bad. I was at half a tank, had to fill up. I spent $43. So for gas we spent about $80. Budget is still looking good. I'll tally that up once I get home and I check in with y'all then. Should be getting in around 11 p.m. Alright y'all, so I have made it home and I'm so tired. I'm sure y'all can see it in my face how tired I am, but I still wanted to close out the video tonight. It was a fun journey. I know it's no way I could ever do another day trip, road trip. Nothing that's 4.5 hours for sure. Maybe 2.5, 2 hours, because 9 hours of driving is not great. Let's just say that. Granted, Shaq didn't help me with the driving, which wasn't a problem because this was something that obviously I wanted to do for myself and then for you all. And if he decided not to go, I still would have taken the drive up to Toronto. So I would have had to spend the whole time driving anyway if he decided not to go. But taking him obviously helped because we were able to split costs for this day trip, so I'm able to save a little bit more. So if you all can take day trips and you can take someone with you, I would say go for it because obviously it will help both of you save. But if you can't go with anyone, do not let that stop you from just taking the trip, y'all. I promise it is a great experience. I think people should definitely at least travel once in their lifetime by themselves. It's just freeing to be able to do that. If y'all haven't seen some of my other videos where I talked about solo traveling, check some of those out. I even did a sip and chat interview with one of my friends who talked about solo cruising, which is something I've never done before. Thinking about it, we'll see. I'm not too sure though, to be honest. But solo traveling by myself, I can 100% do for sure, whether that's in-state or internationally. But I just want to inspire you all to take those trips, go someplace you've never been, because it's just always so much more to see than just that particular city or state that you're living in. So the trip was great. I will 100% say that. I am looking forward to future trips. If you all decide to go somewhere, please drop the comments below. Let me know what day trip that you've taken or even just vacations. You know I always want to hear. Love to see comments and engage with you all about your travel adventures, as I will always keep you updated about mine. So make sure you drop those comments. Like I said, check out my solo trips if you haven't, and if you're kind of like nervous about solo traveling, I have some great tips in those videos as well. The drive wasn't too bad per se. We didn't get any speeding tickets. We didn't get no parking tickets or nothing like that while we were out there. That was a plus because driving can just be so taxing on the body, between making sure you're not speeding, making sure you're not doing something to cause an accident, or somebody else doing something that can cause an accident and they hit you. That can just be a lot, let me tell y'all. But we survived. Which is a plus, no issues. So happy to report on that. And I hope this helps. I hope this inspires you all to just go somewhere and just let me know. As always, gorgeous people, go out there, create memories that will last a lifetime.